Formula One driver Fernando Alonso's woes with Honda continued into the 101st running of the Indy 500, with the Spaniard retiring 21 laps from the checkered flag with a blown engine. The two-time F1 world champion led the race for 27 laps and was running 7th when his McLaren Honda Andretti car ironically lost power, with McLaren executive director Zak Brown shocked but not surprised by the failure. Despite retiring from the race, Alonso was happy to run at the sharp end, something he's not been able to do in F1 since 2013.
We were competitive, so happy for that. Disappointed not to finish the race, but the day in general has been very positive.
Alonso was leading, though, during the race's major incident on lap 53, when Jay Howard crashed into the barrier at turn 1, collecting pole sitter Scott Dixon, who flew over Helio Castroneves before flipping off against the inside barrier. Incredibly, all were okay. There was another multi-car smash with 15 laps to go, knocking out half of the field, ensuring another red flag session. Alonso's teammate, former F1 driver Takuma Sato, took an emotional win, becoming the first Japanese driver to do so in the history of the event.
Can you believe it? Is it real for you yet?
I don't know. I just cannot believe it. Right now, I just can't believe it. This is unbelievable.
Over in Europe, 2016 F1 world champion Nico Rosberg was in Monaco over the weekend, and it was an emotional occasion for the German, as it was the first Grand Prix he's attended since retiring, enabling him to see former title rival and teammate Lewis Hamilton in a rare moment, off the pace and finishing in 7th. But despite the blip in form, Rosberg explained why the Brit is a happier driver this season in his battle against Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel.
Last year, he only had the support of half of the team behind him, you know, and this year he has the whole team supporting him in this fight of trying to beat this other driver.
Rosberg has mostly stayed away from F1 since retiring from the sport just 5 days after he won the World Championship, save for an appearance at pre-season testing in Barcelona to gauge the new cars. But any thoughts of a return to racing will have to wait, with Rosberg and wife Vivian recently announcing they are pregnant with their 2nd child, and the world champion keen to be more present as a father.
I will take a little bit more time to be able to support Vivian also with our new baby and everything. Yeah, because it's definitely a wonderful thing.
American F1 team HAAS continues to fine-tune its operation in its 2nd season in the sport and retains 8th in the constructors' standings post-Monaco, as it did in 2016. But while HAAS failed to score in the Principality last year, it was a different story on Sunday, with Romain Grosjean 8th and Kevin Magnussen 10th, pushing the team level with rival Renault on 14 points. Its car also featured a striking new livery in Monte Carlo, set to remain for the rest of the season, with the change removing the red trim, the VF17 now predominantly grey, and for good reason. We reviewed how you see it on television, and it looked that on the side, the HAAS logo. You could not really see it, said team principal Gunther Steiner. Monaco is glitz and glamour, and Red Bull does it right every year, creating a unique version of its energy station on a special barge. The build happens in Imperia, Italy, located more than 60 kilometers from the Principality. 70 crew work on the project for 21 days, with the floating hospitality palace featuring 2,800 square meters of floor space. Its various zones connected with 16 kilometers of cables, and the exterior design featuring both Red Bull Racing and Toro Rosso drivers, given both teams use it as a European motorhome. It even has a 36,000-litre pool, made famous for its various victory celebrations, such as for Mark Webber, who knows very well what it takes as a 2-time winner.
The drivers love racing here. It's the ultimate test of man and machine. It's a traditional street circuit. There's penalties all around the place. You make a small mistake, you're in the fence, and your weekend can be heavily compromised.
Red Bull's other Monaco winner is Sebastian Vettel, his first there in 2011. Though the pool is arguably most famous for team principal Christian Horner jumping in wearing a Superman cape after David Coulthard's podium in 2006. The 800-ton barges floated in 2 sections to Monaco, the trip taking 6 hours along the Mediterranean to the Monte Carlo harbour. Once docked in location, its 120 crew goes to work, serving up more than 5,000 meals to its VIP guests.